In the year 1984, Tom Selleck stole his way onto the big screen, playing the character Lassiter in the film Lassiter. Welcome back to Have You Seen That Film? We are going to be discussing said film. Lassiter tells the story of a thief, played by Tom Selleck, Nick Lassiter, who enjoys the thrill and excitement of being a thief. In the beginning of the movie, we were with him as he is stealing diamonds from a very wealthy couple. And when he's not stealing diamonds, he's hanging out with his girlfriend, played by Jane Seymour, and they together are they're in love and they're enjoying the high life thanks to Nick being able to steal. But as always, she doesn't particularly enjoy that aspect of his life. After the heist we come across him, shortly after the heist, he is caught by the police and taken in. And this movie is actually set in London. Forgot to mention that. And it's right before World War II. So he's captured by the police and he's taken in for as a list of the usual suspects. And he's picked out of a crowd. And we have Bob Hoskin, who's playing the lead inspector of the Scotland Yard. He's he's got something against Lassiter. He doesn't like him and he wants to see him behind bars. But then we have Joe Rigobuto, I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, who he plays a young FBI agent who is tasked with giving Lassiter a mission. His job is to break into the embassy, where the Nazis' embassy, the German embassy, and to steal the diamonds. Stealing these diamonds, which are worth a lot of money, would potentially set back Hitler's plans and allow for them to, and if he turns the money over, the US government can then use it to help stop Hitler. Nick at first is reluctant, but it's his only option. Either he steals the jewels or he goes to jail. So he reluctantly agrees and decides to steal the jewels. He has to woo his way to Laura Hutton. She plays a German assassin, and his job is to woo her so he can break into the embassy and find the diamonds, which his girlfriend does not like. Eventually, he does find out where the diamonds are located and tries to attempt the heist. Whether or not he succeeds, you'll have to find out for yourself by watching the movie. This movie, I've tried watching it once before. I recently watched it. The first time I watched it, I didn't really get into it. I was a little bummed too. I was excited to watch this Tom Selleck film. And I just, I didn't feel like the acting was that great the first time I checked it out. I only watched about 20 minutes. And there just kept being a lot of pointless nudity. There was just a lot of it in the movie. I was kind of like, why is this here? And so I eventually gave up on it. A couple months ago, I was like, well, I'm in the mood to watch something new. Let me try this movie again. And so I did. And I found myself thoroughly entertained the second time around. I think I knew what to expect in the beginning, and once I kind of got past that and was just like, no, I'm going to focus, I'm going to watch this movie, that's what I'm going to do, I really got into it, and I really enjoyed it a lot. Way more than I was expecting to. I feel like after watching this movie, this was something that could have easily been made in like the 50s or 60s and starred, like Cary Grant or James Gardner. I even was like, man, watching this movie, I was like, this is a very like Clint Eastwood type role. We have this thief who, high society life by day, thief by night, and has a girlfriend that he's in love with, and the drama, there's action. I could have easily seen Clint Eastwood playing this role as well. But we had Tom Selleck playing this role, and Tom Selleck did a really good job. I've always, as we know, based off this channel, I'm a big Tom Selleck fan. I've always enjoyed his work, and I think he did a really good job in this role. You know, I will have to say the one thing, there's a couple issues I did have with the movie. Little things like, for instance, Lassiter is very reluctant to do this heist, and eventually he tries to run away from doing the heist, but the Scotland Yard and the FBI bring him on back. And then later on, right before he performs the heist, he's telling the FBI agent that he wants this. He wants it too badly to quit now. And I'm like, so it was a little like, well, like 20 minutes ago, you were trying to escape, and now you're here. Like the whole movie, you were kind of trying to get out of it, but now you're something like, oh no, I want this. I want to do this. So I was just kind of like, where did the swap happen? Where did you suddenly click and it was like, I want to do this? That's like my main little critique there. It was kind of like, and I feel like Laura Hutton's character, she was kind of like, she was there, but I don't know if like she was necessary to the film. Like it could have been done differently. But I mean, her character was, I just feel like there wasn't enough of her character to have like this character development. Like, why was she like, I guess I want to know more about her character, and we just didn't get that. So that's another critique. But other than that, it was a really fun movie, and I enjoyed the end heist. I think it could have had more, I guess like it could have had more danger to it, but it was still really fun. You know, who doesn't enjoy watching a good theftery, a good break-in? It was exciting movie, you know, and I enjoyed that about it. I think this movie had a lot of different things to it. You know, it was, there was some humor, there was some action, there was some drama, romance. So there's a lot of things, a lot of different genres in this movie. But ultimately it was just a fun heist movie. One that I would easily watch again. Some fun facts about this movie. Tom Selleck actually met his wife while filming this. He had recently, or I don't know when he broke up with when he divorced his first wife, but he had gone on to do this movie. He actually got this movie he got the script for this movie while filming The High Road to China. He liked it, and then he presented it to the company that was producing The High Road to China, and they agreed to produce this as well. Anyways, because it was set in London, and that's where it was filmed, he actually met his now wife there. She was performing in the musical Cats, and he really enjoyed her, so he continued to go see the movie, to go see the production. And eventually the two of them met, and they fell madly in love, and they're still married today. So look at that. Cats is wonderful. Joe Regal Buto, again, I'm sure I'm saying his last name wrong. He actually went on to play not Starlong, but he was in a few episodes of Magnum P.I. playing Tom Selleck's, Magnum's character's best friend back home, not in Hawaii. So he was in a few different episodes as Magnum's best friend. So they were able to work together again, which is kind of fun. This movie was a box office failure, unfortunately, which lands it it failed, and it also has just become a forgotten film from the 80s. It was released the same weekend as Footloose, and Footloose is amazing, and I have no problems with Footloose. But I think it was kind of overshadowed by that, and then it just kind of fell to the wayside and was not a box office hit. So it's one that's definitely not as heard of. It's one that most people haven't seen, but it's one that I feel is definitely worth a watch, especially if you're like me and you like watching Tom Selleck and you want more of Tom Selleck. Check this movie out. But if you also just enjoy a fun heist movie, this one, it really is a good one. Thanks for watching today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you've seen the movie before and you have your own opinion, whether it be good or bad, comment down below. I'd love to hear it. And lastly, if you haven't yet, subscribe so you can see more of my wonderful content. Thanks for watching. That's a wrap.